Hey guys, welcome to Monday Live. A lot of activity going on in the country, and we're going to talk about all of it. And there's a lot of questions, I understand. I'm ready to go. I see Amina dancing in a chair over there, and Sterling's doing push-ups. I don't know what's going on, bro.
We're trying to get hyped up. It's Monday. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
I knew something was going on.
I know. Hey guys, welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another YouTube Live. We've got a lot of things going on. Want to make sure to let everybody know to please subscribe, hit the like button. I know we just started, but it's okay. You're going to like it anyway, right? And then we're going to have our merch sale. We're going to have our Christmas specials coming up. We have a new Christmas card coming out. So you guys stay tuned for that. I will jump into Super Chats, but before I do that, I would like for us to just keep Kenneth Sponberg's mother in our thoughts and prayers. She unfortunately took kind of a turn in her health. They were calling in hospice for his mom, and he said that she can't really remember anything. And so he feels that her time may be coming soon. It's a very, very somber time.
A moment of silence for his mom, and my prayers are with her. She'll be better. She'll be with someone, I'm sure.
Everybody just say a little prayer for her.
God bless her soul.
Want to jump into Super Chats?
Sure.
Okay, let's do this. So we have questions from our thing. Nick N. from Tokyo. Do you think guys used to be reminded every day when they woke up and put their bathrobes on that Chin ran things?
I don't know. You know, listen, Chin did that to play an insane act, to beat going to prison and stuff. It was a pretty cool idea. But, yeah, we didn't have to be reminded that he was wearing a robe somewhere. But...
Follow-up question to that. He said, if you guys let other groups like the Russians or whomever operate in New York City for a small tax, then shouldn't their groups let the U.S. mob operate in their countries?
I think that's fair. But who the hell wants to go to Russia? It's cold. I don't speak that language. I wouldn't want to go. I was very friendly with a guy in Manhattan Beach who was in the Russian Mafia. I became very close with him. He was controlling some unions, iron, steel workers, and I was becoming very close. It was the same neighborhood. Matter of fact, I used to go to his after-hour club. It wasn't an after-hour club, it was his club. And it was different than our type of clubs, and they were different. They were good guys. They were tough guys. So we allowed them here, but I'm sure if I wanted to go to Russia, he would have invited me. But like I said, it's cold over there. I don't speak Russian. I have not a clue what it's like, so I don't even want to go to Russia.
Got it. His last question is this Bonanno guy, Joseph Camarano, or Joe C., being shelved after being acting boss similar to the Joey Merlino thing?
I don't know if he was the boss or acting boss or he was shelved. And what has it got to do with Joey Merlino? He's doing the same thing as Joey Merlino?
I don't know. He's wondering if it's similar to it.
I have no idea.
Okay. All right. Sean P. wants to know, what do you think about the 4 of 5 families in the gambling ring? Thanks, Sammy. Love your Monday Lives. I watch on Wednesdays, but God bless.
Okay. The gambling ring, I don't think there was 5 families. They said there was 3 families, the Genovese, the Gambino, and the Bonanno. They didn't say anything about the Lucchese's or the Colombos. I think it's insanity. The whole thing is insanity. I was called by news stations to talk and comment about it. I'm already, what is it, 7 or 8 news stations call me up. I have a call later today with ABC.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow with ABC. I have another one with, what's his name?
Pierce Morgan.
Pierce Morgan. I think he canceled for today, right?
Yes, they had I think there was like a conflict in their scheduling.
Oh, conflict in their schedule. And I told him, listen, don't be scared. Come into the interview. We'll talk. So I have about 7 or 8 people talking to me about this gambling stuff was ridiculous. The whole thing. But it blew up. My son was asking me, why did this blow up like this? So I said, listen, when you have a little bit of the mafia involved, and these are not really mafia guys, they're associates, I think, at best. Superstar athletes, coaches, big names, women walking around with their tits out, giving massages, all of this stuff going on. It just makes for headlines with the government, and it makes newspapers and news organizations go berserk. I think it's overplayed, it's overdone. I think the mob or guys or the people involved in were really stupid, especially the basketball people, the coach and everybody, to do something. This is ridiculous, totally ridiculous. You're cutting a high stakes game. You're making 30, 40,000 a night doing that, but you want to put all kinds of things and rob people, then threaten them. It became idiotic. They brought this upon themselves. Back in the day, we had big games like this, but never robbed the people, never did. We took care of them. Like Vegas, gave them booze, gave them women, gave them food, treated them good, never robbed them. This was ridiculous. And it ended those careers. I'm sure that coach and the basketball player, that young kid, I don't remember his name, they're out of the league. One guy was in the Hall of Fame. They'll probably throw him out. And the young guy, the basketball player, he's finished. Their careers are done. Tremendous mistake. And I'm sure this is only the tip of the iceberg. More's to come. The card games were amazing. Machines. Oh, I don't even know how to use a phone. I'm not a tech guy. This technology is crazy. You wear glasses, you can see through cards. I'm blown away by it. But the stupidity of it and the greed. The coach made $100 million, and he was being given $1 million a game, I think, to coach. And you want to go to do this stupid shit for a couple of tens of thousands? It doesn't even make sense. So that's all I really got to say with that. Dumb is dumb. This is like that movie, Dumber Than Dumb, or
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, well, whoever the mob guys and those guys in the basketball, this was like Dumb and Dumber. It just don't even make sense.
Okay. I have Alstar in your chat wants to know, do you think the casinos today cheat more now than 20 years ago?
I don't really think the casinos cheat like this type of stuff. I think, but they have the edge all the time. They know what gambling is about. This isn't cheating. The machines that you pull the arm, the machines,
slot machines.
Yeah, they're scheduled. They don't cheat you personally. In other words, 80% or something stays to the house, or 70%, and the other percentage is paid out periodically. So if you're lucky enough to grab it when it's paying out, you got lucky. But you got to remember, machine is only going to pay out 30% of what's going in, or whatever the number is, something like that. That's not cheating. Shooting crap dice. The odds are against you. In gambling, the odds are always against you. The house wins 70, 80% of the time. That's why Vegas, they used to give you comp, eat, drink. You want broads, housing, whatever you wanted, they gave it to you. Because they knew legitimately you were going to lose because you're going against the house. And they knew they're going to get most of the people. And when you won, they loved it because you go home a winner and you're back all the time. They'll make a degenerate gambler out of it. It's almost like drugs. Once you get hooked on it, the lifestyle, the whole thing, you're going to be there all the time. And I guarantee you, anybody who gambles all the time is going to lose, is a loser. Stay away from gambling. It's not that it's rigged. I don't think Vegas, these people are not stupid. They're not going to rig the place where they can be found out. And they would have got caught. If they were doing that, they would have got caught a long time ago. One person may cheat, but I don't think so. It's not what it was, cut out to be.
I have Brian in your chat. He says, "Hey, Sammy, love the show. I remember as a teenager visiting friends in Howard Beach and Ozone Park. It was like a Mafia soap opera. What do you miss from the 80s and the life?" Brian DeChico.
What do I miss? I love New York. All the neighborhoods, I had Jewish neighbors, I had Italians. Everybody knew each other. It was like family everywhere you went. Families, the old greaseballs, they never moved. They bought a house. When they died, the kids went to the house. So the same family was in that house for 30, 40, 50 years. And I miss all of that. Little Italy, a lot of things. It's not so much the Mafia. And the Mafia, there was a lot of people that I got along with great. I knew their families. So it wasn't all hardcore. And I miss all of that. Over here in Arizona, if you went in the street to play stickball, they'll call the cops on you. You're not supposed to. Now, in New York, we played stickball, Johnny on the Pony, all these games right in the street. And the neighbors would watch. And hey, that was a pretty good shot. So I miss that. Block parties there was all the time. Fireworks on the 4th of July. Everybody participated. And it was very family oriented. And it didn't matter, they could have been Jewish, Irish, Italian. It was like family when you were on the block. Everybody knew you, and we knew all of them. So I miss that type of environment. I miss that the most.
Francisco wants to know, if someone owed you money in the life, how would you collect? Is there an escalation process?
Well, listen, a lot of times, I would give it to people I know are going to pay back, first of all. Some people are just losers. I wouldn't give them a loan. If some people gambled a lot and they got in trouble with a loan, I would give them points, 3 points or 2 points. When I got bigger, I was giving it for 1 point, and I was giving it only to made guys and captains, big money. But when I had the smaller money and the guy got in trouble, I'll give you an example. One of my bartenders, this guy Joey T, was a bartender in Tally's, and he got in trouble with money. So Michael the back came to me and said, "Sammy, Joey T took the money out of the register at the end of the night. He didn't hand it in. He took the money and took off. And he owed me a Sherlock loan and stuff like that. And I got in touch with him through his cousin, and I got on the phone. I said, "Joey, you're in trouble for money again?" "Yeah." "All right. Listen, running away is not going to help. You come into me, the money you took from the register, the money you owe me, I'll put it together as one. I'll make it a knockdown loan. In other words, every week you give me $50, $100, and it'll come off the top. No more points, no more nothing. Come back and go to work. So that's what you would do. That's what I did, and I didn't have a problem. Joey T came back and he worked in my place again. I didn't even get mad. He's dead broke. He didn't know what to do anymore. Some people get desperate and make stupid moves. That's what I took it as. Very rare that I have guys who just wanted to stiff me. It happened with a guy named Pat Nella one time. What really annoyed me with him is he would make an appointment to meet me on a corner somewhere. I would go there, and he wouldn't show up. That's what really got me mad. My friends knew I was in the 1717 was a bar with a lot of heavyweight mob guys. I wasn't a heavyweight. I was an associate in the mob. And I was in the 1717, and this Patinella came in, and my friends would say, Sammy, there's Patinella. He's not going to pay you, bro. And he came in with guys who were heavyweights, like in the mob, made guys, and guys who were connected, older, well-dressed all the time. And so I went over to him. He came in with them. So he says, Sammy, I called him, Patinella, come outside, I want to talk to you. So when I went out, I started to talk to him, and I says, I want the money. He says, I'm working with Joe Colombo in the Italian-American League. I said, what the fuck does that mean to me? You owe me money. I want my money. Well, he says, I'm working for them. I don't give a shit. What am I, in the Jewish Defense League? I want my money. He said no, and I cracked him in the face. Not because of the money, but that he hung me up, go into places. So I very rarely use violence to collect my money. I got paid. If a guy couldn't pay, I make an arrangement where it pays me a little at a time or whatever. And then I would take, John Gotti had a guy, Tony Roach, big guy, ugliest fucking guy you ever want to see in your life. You just look at him once and you shit in your pants. So if I had a guy who wasn't paying, I would say, Tony, take a ride with me. I want to go pick up some money. and just don't do nothing. Just look at the guy and growl a little bit. And I would get paid like this right away. So it wasn't really a threat. I didn't have that kind of problems. Shylock or when people owed me money, they paid me. And times when I became a maid guy or became the underboss, I would lend a captain or a maid guy. I'm giving it to a guy who's going to make money on my money. I would give it to him for 1 point. He would push it out for 2 or 3 points. He'd make money. He'd pay me every week. I never had troubles with that. And you don't want to fuck with the higher up when you take money. So I really didn't have too much problems with that. And if I did, I dealt with it in a easygoing way. If I made a lot of money with the guy, I would take that into consideration. He paid his loan back three times over. I give him a break. It don't cost nothing to do that. And so with that attitude that I did, I didn't have a lot of trouble collecting my money. Only when I started and I was young did people do that. And a couple of times I was a kid, I did stupid things. I hit you right away. And to get my money back. But that was as a kid. When I got older and I got in the mob, I really didn't have any trouble getting my money back. And a lot of times I was broke. I couldn't pay. I remember there was a guy, Anthony Spiro. He was from Bath Avenue, made guy. Eventually he became just about the Consigliere family. But before that, he was like a made guy, and he had lent me money. I was young. And I had to duck him because I couldn't pay. I didn't run away or nothing, but I just ducked him a little bit. And he called me over. He said, Sammy, you're a neighborhood kid. You do the right thing all the time. Listen, if you're ducking me because of the money, don't worry about the money. Just give me anything you can give me. I'll take it off the top. But you're my friend. And I learned from him by doing that. And I never ducked him again. I would go see him. But I always, in my mind, I always try to get enough money to pay him and pay him off. Or pay the vig, whatever it was. And if I couldn't pay the vig, he would just say, this week there's no vig, no nothing. And if you carry yourself like that, you don't have to go threatening people and hitting people. Unless the guy's trying to make a fool out of you, he's trying to rob you. That's a different story. But I never used violence to get my money back. I really didn't have too many problems with it.
All right, going over to TikTok, Mob Candy Magazine says, Sammy, working out details and hope to see you on the Mob Candy Magazine podcast and magazine.
Okay, I think we answered that. I think Amina answered that. Now, if Amina didn't answer it, rat her out. Let me know now. Because I told her to answer you guys. Yes, I want to be involved in your magazine. And if it helps you, and I think it helps me, but yes, my answer is yes. So jump on Amina.
Next question from AJ on TikTok. What did the Mafia do on Halloween?
This Mafia guy stayed home on Halloween. You know why? The Mafia is dangerous, and we're always doing things that are dangerous. I always had it that a guy could walk up to you dressed as a skeleton or a girl or something, walk right up to you and shoot you. So I was a little cautious in the Mafia, but during Halloween, I know hits took place like that. So during Halloween, I stayed home, trick-or-treated at my house. When the kids rang the bell, I gave them some stuff, and that's what I did.
Next question from Eric on TikTok. Do you think that the NFL, football, is dealing with the same level of fixing as the NBA?
Listen, gambling and these types of things, yes, I do. I know I just did an interview with Michael Franchise on Nation, what is it?
News Nation.
News Nation, we did it together. I know Michael Franchise did things with some sports people early in his career. I think he knows more about that than me, tell you the truth. And he says it's the tip of the iceberg. It happens all over the place. I know I had horses when I was younger, race horses, and it was happening with that too. There was guys always trying to fix a race or do this or do that. Greed is all over the place, and it happens. And a lot of these athletes, it's easy for them. I know what happened in boxing was a major thing for a long time. Guys would throw a fight. I think it was, I forgot who it was, who got this punch, just barely touched his face, and he went down. I forgot who the guy was. I think he was fighting Muhammad Ali. They call it a phantom punch, and he went down. It was a fixed fight. He's supposed to lose the fight. Instead of waiting to get a good punch and go down, he actually missed him with the good punch, and he went down anyway.
Sonny Liston?
Sonny Liston, absolutely. Sonny Liston. And he was a beast. You could hit him with a pipe in his face, and he would think a fly hit him. They used to throw him he was like a bodyguard. Throw him in the middle when there was a fight of 10 guys fighting. He'd break it all up, guys hitting him. It meant nothing to him. He got like a phantom punch. It went like this. It just touched him, and he went down. It's a Sonny Liston fight, yes. And so this is all over the place in sports. So a lot of times when you betting sports games and stuff like that, there's people who get information. Joe Blow is sick. Harry's leg is hurt. We don't know that information. Certain people get those information. Coaches know that stuff. They'll leak it to somebody. Listen, a lot of it is rigged. and all over the place. You know, I don't want to blame everybody, but it happens. It's not everybody, and it don't happen all the time, but it happens.
Yeah, people are also mentioning on TikTok apps like FanDuel and that kind of thing that could even take your information.
Yeah. There's all kinds of things like that. So,
Next question from TikTok is from Kelly. Which mob family treated you better? Was it the Colombo or Gambino? And what family was way more professional?
the Colombo family, I went there was a war. I was with them. Carmine Persico was, they called him the snake. He was very dangerous. The Colombo family was beat this guy up, shoot this guy, break this guy's legs, this, that, people, pop. That's all it was, all the time. When I got transferred over to the Gambino family with Toto Arello, they were more business-minded. They weren't so quick at giving you a beating or hitting somebody or killing somebody. They always wanted you to stop, calm the fuck down. So to me, the Gambino family taught me a different style of mafia, which I liked more. I grew in business. I did things. Colombo family, they didn't care about business. They didn't care. There was just a brutal family, always at war, in the wars, and stuff like that. I preferred, I would have been happy to stay the Gambino family the whole time, and I did. I stayed with them. So it was two different thinking.
Okay, I want to jump into some of the super chats that we have, please. We have. You ready, boss?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, first, let's just give a shout out to Elgato. No question or comment, just a kick up to you.
My man, Elgato.
Nico Belair. Sammy, my name is Traven Francis, and I'm a huge fan of you and your story. I've been watching you since you've been out of prison. Have you ever been to Vermont, or did you or anyone in the life ever do business in Vermont?
No, I've never been to Vermont when I was in the life or even out of life. I wanted to go there. Vermont is beautiful, especially in the fall or the spring. All the trees change colors. I hear it's one of the most beautiful places on the planet. I wanted to go, but I never did. It's a very liberal place, and so I've never been there.
Steve Jackson in the super chat. Sammy, in your opinion, do you think anyone ever got realistically close to starting a sixth family in New York? If not, who got the closest, would you say?
You can't start a sixth family in New York without the okay of the commission. That's the 5 bosses, 5 different families. And I don't think that they would approve of another family being there. They had the 5 families. They sat down and, families have problems with each other for different reasons over businesses, unions, things, who controls what, stuff like that. And they had enough to deal with without another family. A lot of times families from out of the state, like Philadelphia and Jersey, had a small family. They were allowed to come in and operate as long as they weren't a pain in the ass. But they wouldn't make them a family in New York. So to start a new family, I never heard of anybody who wanted to do that. Where would you get the people? Everybody who lived in New York was with the 5 families. So there's nobody left for you to recruit. And you're not going to take guys who are in families. Once you're with a family, you're with them. Unless you have a beef like I did in the Colombo family, that's why I got transferred. It's a whole major thing The head of the Colombo family was talking to Carlo Gambino. They put me with Tito Arello. It was a whole big deal just to move me. And I wasn't a made guy. You can't move made guys. Once you're in there, you know their secrets, and they don't want to let you go. For that reason alone. And I don't blame them. It's a smart thing. Why should I go? I was in the Gambino family to the Genovese family, and I'll know everything they're doing, all their scheming, all their deals. Why would I do that? Why would they let me do that? They won't. So I don't think there was ever a six family or even an attempt of a six family.